Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is. It's a great time to grab some Dr. Pepper, so go ahead and grab your Dr. Pepper. Whether you got a can, bottle, glass, we're going to crack this open together. We do it on the count of 23. Ready? 1, 2, 23. Well, welcome to the PepperPack Podcast. I am the Dr. Pepper teacher, Zach Bowman. And this is another episode of the Pondering Pepper, where we read questions and ponder while we drink Dr. Pepper, because what better way to think about life than with Dr. Pepper? Well, it's been a full day for me. I don't know about y'all, but my day, I spent working, helping put a roof on a shed and put up some fascia and soffit. Thankfully, I just am the helper, and I just grab tools and help hold things, and I didn't have to worry about breaking things, so that's good. But it was fun. Have to finish doing the shingling tomorrow, but it shouldn't take too long. So yeah, I was ready for this Dr. Pepper. And then watching the World Cup, I was kind of surprised England and Ghana had a 0-0 draw. Colombia, I was happy to see them get the win. And Portugal, shout out to CR7, Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo, with his brace today. I was really hoping to get the hat trick, but it's alright. I was happy with how he responded after the first game. There was a lot of criticism and complaints about his playing style. I'll admit I thought he was a little stagnant in his movement on the field, but he really showed that he still got it today, so happy for him. I've been following all the Manchester United news and our summer signings and things, and I'm excited. I would really love, and I know it won't ever happen because they don't watch this anymore, because once they killed the PepperPack, Dr. Pepper kind of ditched us. But I would really love to go to Manchester, England as an ambassador, sponsored by Dr. Pepper, and take Dr. Pepper to a Manchester United game and meet the players and watch a game in Old Trafford. That would be awesome. That's up there on my bucket list of like going to a FIFA World Cup game, which I now have achieved. So, yeah. But tonight's question is one that would be easier if I had one of my co-hosts on here with me just to chit-chat and bounce ideas off of. Tonight's question for June 23rd, 2026 is question number 174. What did you learn recently that changed the way you live? And the reason why this question is hard, because I can't really think of something I've recently learned that changed the way I live. I know I've learned lots of things over my life that have changed how I live and how I see things. So I'm just going to kind of default to that, things that I've learned. Dr. Pepper version of this question, my Dr. Pepper answer, would be the whole having to switch to zero sugar Dr. Pepper, because I got hit with that pre-diabetes thing. And that changed a lot of the way I lived and how much soda and snacks I consume, because I'm going to be honest, y'all, I don't really eat meals during the day. I maybe have one meal a day, but I tend to be a snacker, and I just snack on things like these delicious peanut butter cookies. I can't say no to peanut butter cookies, especially with Dr. Pepper. They go beautifully together. Forget peanut butter and jelly, it's peanut butter cookies and Dr. Pepper. That's where it's at. I'll put that on a shirt. Excuse me. My personal life, thinking, what have I learned? I think the thing that has changed, has had a great change in my life, is when I decided to get rid of the word. I don't even want to say it because I just don't say it anymore. The TRY word. I can't say that word anymore. I heard it said in a movie one time that that word is having the intent to fail. And it really made me think. And so when I teach, my students aren't allowed to say it. They aren't allowed to say it in present, past, or future tense. They just have to do their best, or they did their best. And if they miss stuff, that's okay. I'll help them. That's my job. If they get it right, then they realize they can do it, and they just continue to succeed, and they see potential in themselves. That's really had a big impact on how I live my life. Just that mindset, the power of your mind, just how it kind of changes the way you live and move and everything. And then on the spiritual side, what have I learned recently that changed the way you live? I'm gonna look at some notes I've taken. See if anything jumps out at me. Where is my notepad? There it is. So, a couple months ago, I was back in my hometown, attending my home church. There was a great sermon. Bible story that a lot of people know, David and Goliath. And just some of the notes I took on that sermon. When you get ready to face the enemy, there will be people that tell you why you can't succeed. We don't need those people in our lives. For David, it was even his own family. You have to reject those labels. One of the things it says is don't fight with someone else's weapons. Be the best version of yourself, not a cheap copy of someone else. God wants to use you. And I'm referring to when Saul told David to put on his armor and go fight Goliath, and he just couldn't do it. He needed to be who God made him, not who he wanted to be. The closer you get to the giant, the bigger it gets. The closer you get to the giant, the louder it gets. Your perception is your reality. Where are you standing? When David went to fight against Goliath, he told him he comes in the name of the Lord Almighty. That line gave him power. The next kind of goes together is and again, this all goes back to the question, what have you learned recently that changed the way you live? It's just a lot of, again, this is the spiritual aspect of this question. Controlling your mind and how you think. It said, how are you allowing the enemy to intimidate you? The last line I had here was, you have to kill the word only before you kill your giant. And what that means is, in the Bible story there, Goliath kept saying, you're only a boy. You're only a boy. You come at me, you're only a boy. And he was speaking an identity over David that David did not claim. because David knew who he was and who he belonged to. The enemy was attempting to intimidate him and get his mind off of who he knew he was. And when David responds with, no, I fight for the Lord, the God of angel armies. I have a chapter here, Psalms 121, marked in my notes, but I want to look up what specifically I was thinking about that. But maybe something you've never done before when it comes to Dr. Pepper is having Dr. Pepper and peanut butter cookies. Highly recommend it. It's so good. But that's about all I got for you guys tonight. If you have any thoughts, comments, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Go ahead and send us a comment, send us a message. Like, follow, share, click that bell. I appreciate it. This has been an interesting year as I've embarked on this journey of doing a question every day. Makes me think, makes me focus and reflect, and not something I always do. My thoughts are always 100 miles an hour, and it's hard to say what I want to say sometimes, but this forces me to slow down. Looking ahead to tomorrow, I'll do that later. But I'll go ahead and say goodnight. Appreciate you guys. As always, stay safe, stay caffeinated, be blessed, be a pepper, and until we drink again, see y'all next time.